Alright, can you hear me? Yeah. Just move your mic down, there you go.
There it is, yep.
Alright, and then you got your little controller that should be down on by your left leg. Press the power button on that to give you your noise cancellation.
Cool.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Makes it nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Expect ILS approach runway 34. Departing runway 34. DME out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information Juliet.
So how far did you get in your training?
Just barely. It was only 3 lessons.
Okay.
1456 Zulu observation. Wind 260 at 05.
I did 1 takeoff. That was about as far as I got.
Visibility 10. Few clouds 2000. Few clouds 25,000. Temperature 27. Dew point 21. Altimeter 3022. Pressure altitude -174. Expect ILS approach runway 34. Departing runway 34. DME out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information Juliet. Portsmouth Tower information Juliet. 1456 Zulu observation. Wind 260 at 05. Visibility 10. Few clouds 2000. Few clouds 25,000. Temperature 27.
The pressure setting.
Dew point 21. Altimeter 3022. Pressure altitude -1.
Alright, so we'll call up to taxi. Portsmouth Ground RV271 Victor Alpha, November hangars ready to Texas Juliet.
RV271 Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Ground, runway 34, taxi via November Alpha. Do you need flight following today, sir?
Negative on the flight phone, we'll take November Alpha, runway 34, RV1 Victor Alpha. Alright, so what, you just flew like a Cessna 172 or 150?
172, yeah.
172. Where'd you fly out of?
Northampton, Western Mass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you're originally from?
No, I was in college. I'm from Boston originally.
Oh, okay.
Went to UMass.
Nice. What'd you study?
Food science.
Science?
Yeah, food science.
Oh, food science.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll take this all the way down to the end and then hang a left. Most difficult thing about this airplane is actually the taxiing. Because the pedals down here are not connected to the nose wheel, unlike on a Cessna.
Yeah.
They are connected, so you just put in left pedal and it goes to the left. For this to work, you have to have speed and airflow over the rudder. It's sort of like steering a boat.
Huh.
So you need to have, like a prop wash over the rudder in order to have any authority over it. So for low speed turns, where we don't have the speed or the power, we have to use brakes. So right now I'm holding the right brake until it kind of gets going straight.
Okay.
And then I can just build up the speed and use small inputs of the rudder.
Huh.
What we'll do is we'll depart, make a left turn, head out over towards the beach. Yesterday, on every single one of my lessons, we're able to do some whale watching. So if the whales are still out today, which they should be, because there's a whole lot of food, you might be able to see some whales feeding.
Wow.
And they're only a couple hundred feet from the beach, so.
Huh. That's awesome.
I don't know if you've been seeing on the news, like the whales that went in the Boston Harbor. There's like whales in Beverly Harbor, and right off the coast, it's the same thing here.
Yeah.
They're right outside the river inlets.
Wow.
I'm using the throttle to get my rudder authority. I can make the right turn. We're going to go straight here, and this will do our before takeoff check.
Okay. So is this airport all plane like chartering, or is it lessons, or is it all the above?
It's pretty much everything. So if you look down at the far end of the base, that's the Air Force part.
Oh, cool.
So we got KC-135 tankers down there that do missions, refueling usually jets that are going overseas. The blue planes in the middle there, that's a charter service. There's also an airline that comes in. And then over here is all like the small airplanes, so it's kind of like sectioned off. We got a lot of military traffic here though, a lot of like fighter jets and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's pretty cool. Close this up. Check our controls, make sure everything moves as it should. Okay, fuel is on, choke is off, ignition's both on. Bring it up to 4,000 RPM. RPM gauge is right here.
Okay.
We bring it up to 4, we do our engine check. Everything's reading in the green. To check each individual ignition, just like checking your mags on a Cessna 172. It's all running smooth. Turn our landing light on, make sure there's not too much of a discharge on our battery. It's all good. Vital smooth, above 1800. We're ready to roll.
Awesome.
Switch over to tower now. So the runway here is over 11,000 feet long, so it's pretty big. We only need a couple hundred feet. So this gets off the ground a good amount of time. Portsmouth Tower, V271 Victor Alpha 1 short runway 34 for a left turn south.
RV27 Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Tower, runway 34, wind, calm, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34, RV1 Victor Alpha.
And RV1 Victor Alpha, Zemo, right side of runway, just past Charlie.
I'm keeping an eye on 1 Victor Alpha, thanks. You're well over that. Once we get up to a safe altitude, I'll transfer the controls to you. You'll be able to get a feel for the airplane, see if you like it, which you will. It's easy. It's easy to fly. It's fun to fly.
Awesome.
All right, so we're going to feed in our throttle. We got calm winds. And we'll ease it up.
Tuesday Victor's turning a 5 mile straight in runway 34.
Number 20 Victor, check goes down, runway 34, wind 310 at 3, cleared for the option, Mo right side runway just past taxiway Charlie.
Tuesday Victor, roger.
RV27 Victor Alpha, left turn to the southwest approved.
Left turn to the southwest approved, RV1 Victor Alpha, thanks. We'll go ahead and start our left turn. So this is Great Bay right here.
Okay.
So this is actually mostly salt water because it comes down through the Piscataqua River, which is goes right into the ocean.
Wow.
This is the trim here. I'm just kind of adjusting it so that it's mostly hands off. Alright, so I want you to go ahead and take the stick with your left hand.
Okay.
Just be real light on it. It's super sensitive, so it doesn't take a whole lot of input to get it to respond.
Okay.
So it's all you now. So we're just going to fly straight out this way to the beach. See if we can find some whales. Yesterday, between 2 lessons, I was able to see like 200 dolphins, some seals, humpback whales, minke whales. It was just like
Tough
insane.
day at work.
Yeah, it was just insane. There was so many like schools of herring and stuff that the feeding was crazy.
It's crazy.
So I'm hoping it's the same today because it kind of gives me something to look at. Once we get over the water, it should be a little smoother too. If at any point you have questions, concerns, just let me know and I'll address them if I can.
Awesome.
RV 271 Victor Alpha, Porcelain Tower.
271 Victor Alpha.
271 Victor Alpha, just letting you know there's a heavy KC-135, 12 o'clock, 6 miles southbound, cautionary turbulence.
I will keep an eye out. Thanks for the heads up, 1 Victor Alpha.
No problem, free change approved.
Free change approved, talk to you in a few. So 12 o'clock, 6 miles, 135. So let's bring the nose down just a little bit so we don't go too close to the clouds. I want to be able to see where the sky is. Might be a little bumpy as we go underneath the clouds here.
And Victor left close, touch and go.
Number 6820 Victor, left close traffic approved inside of a heavy KC-135, 15 miles to fly, runway 34.
Pretty day though.
Yeah, this is perfect. So clear.
Well, this visibility is actually not good.
Really?
Yeah, this is really hazy. Usually you can see Boston like super clear.
Oh, wow.
And like Mount Washington to the north. So I mean, visibility right now is probably, I mean, I can see Cape Ann. That's probably like 25 miles or so. So about 21. Boston's about 35. Usually you can see Boston pretty easily. Yeah, usually on these hot, humid days, it's pretty hazy.
Tower, this is Pat 406. Is there a freak to pick up our clearance?
14006, the frequency is 120.905 for ground.
120.95. Appreciate that, thanks.
Mooney 20 Victor base, gear checked, touch and go.
Mooney 20 Victor, check goes down, runway 34. Wind 230 at 4, clear for the option.
Alright, so down here on the right, that's Hampton Airfield.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Nice small little airport. Got a restaurant on the field that's amazing.
Huh.
Sometimes Ryan and I will fly there just to have lunch or something, which actually takes longer to get in the airplane and get going than it would just be to drive. But where's the fun in that?
Yeah, it's way more fun.
So you looking to do like a private pilot?
I would love to.
Yeah. What got you interested in it?
I used to be afraid to fly because I had never really done it as a kid.
Okay.
And I always wanted to travel, and so when I first started flying and like hit turbulence, I would freak out.
Yep.
And I thought that like if I was in control of it and felt it, that I might experience it differently.
Yep.
And so I took my first lesson and was like, holy shit.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now I love being in the plane and flying it.
Right. Yeah, once you realize, like, you know, turbulence in 99.9% of the cases won't do anything. You know, it just makes it bumpy.
Wind.
Redland Unicom, Super Cub 1352 Charlie, radio check please.
That 135 is behind us now, so we don't even have to worry about him.
I still just going straight?
Yep.
Alright.
I'm just going to kind of have you parallel the coast here. I'll take a glance down in the shallow water here, see if we can see any whales.
Traffic, Skyhawk 6820 Victor, left close traffic, approved departure, and number 2 following a heavy KC-135, 6 mile final, runway 34, caution wake turbulence.
I'll try and hang out right around 2,500 feet. So we're going 90 knots, just under 2,500 feet, southwest heading.
Awesome.
Tower, main 85 heavy, just outside of Yonks, inbound for the ILS, runway 34, option radar.
Main 85 heavy, ports the tower, checkles down, runway 34, wind 250 at 3, clear for the option.
Runway 34, clear the option, main 85 heavy.
Right now, this is Hampton Beach over here.
Okay.
That's Seabrook Beach, Salisbury Beach, and then after the river there, that's Plum Island.
Huh.
And Newburyport is over off the right. That's what we'll be kind of making our way to.
Cool.
Okay. Go a little bit more to the left. Kind of aim towards that boat that's speeding down
Gotcha.
this way. Yeah, right about there. That'll let me look down into the shallow water, see if there's any whales again. There's a whole bunch of boats up over here, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Usually if there's a whole bunch of boats, then
Yes, sir.
might be some activity.
2020 Victor, roger, number 2, checkles down, runway 34, wind 250 at 3, clear for the option, caution wake turbulence, base your discretion.
Motor 2 Victor, roger, clear number 2, KC's inside.
Traffic, Skyhawk, clear about 25, hold 21 minutes.
I think there is a whale down there. See if I can spot him. Do like a shallow right turn. Might just be rocks.
Okay, traffic keeper 402 is
22 Victor, left base for touch and go.
2020 Victor, roger, clear for the option, runway 34.
This is such a pretty area to fly around.
Yeah, this is awesome. Houses look huge up here.
What's that?
The houses look huge even from up here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some amazing houses out here on the water. And some of my students live in them, and I'm just like, man, that's just crazy. All right, what I want you to do is just do like a left 360.
Okay.
traffic keeper 402 is 3 miles over to the northwest from P-Town, 1,405 meters.
Hampton Unicom, Skywagon 00 Alpha, your active runway.
We're landing 20 to the south at Hampton this afternoon.
Keys Tower, Skyline 3506, Quebec with you, descending through 4,300.
Skyline 3506 Quebec, Portsmouth Tower, report left midfield down, runway 34.
We'll report left midfield downwind 3406 Quebec.
Nose up just a little bit more. There you go. When you go into a turn, you lose a little bit of vertical lift, so that's why you have to compensate by pulling back on the stick a tiny bit.
Gotcha.
Alright, now try and do it to the right.
I'm going to use Victor for closed full stop.
Windy 20 Victor, left closed, traffic approved.
There you go, now bring the nose up a little bit. Good. Keep going, you got another 180 to go.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Hampton traffic, Skywagon 00.
Windy 20 Victor, check goes down, runway 34, wind 160 at 4.
Alright, let's make a right turn, kind of go right up the river here.
Windy 20 Victor, there's a mower
That's
right
there,
down runway.
Newburyport right in there. It's all Plum Island.
That's gate
Yeah.
here, check full stop.
Roger, clear to land, runway 34.
So right off the nose, Plum Island Airport. That's a real small strip.
Wow.
Can hardly make it out from the road. They have a small paved runway and a grass runway there.
Grass runway.
Yep, usually we always use the grass runway when we go in there. It's actually smoother than the paved runway. It's so beat up. I just barely make out Boston now in the haze out there.
Oh yeah.
Just barely.
Windy 20 Victor, turn right taxiway Bravo, contact
Oh.
Bravo and ground, direct bank report.
Number 343 Sierra Charlie, ports the tower, runway 34, line up and wait. Number 343 Sierra.
Let's bring the nose up just a little bit. There you go.
Wind 140 at 4, clear for takeoff. Mower right side of runway, last third, on departure. Climb, maintain 10,000, runway heading.
There's downtown. Such a pretty town.
Yeah, it is.
I love going there.
Flying right by my friend's house right now.
Yeah? The one that was supposed to be here?
No, different friend.
Now what you do is just a left turn, kind of around downtown, back towards the beach.
And Portsmouth Tower, Skylane 3506 Quebec is midfield left downwind 34.
Number 3430, Charlie, contact Fox departure with flight.
Okay, 3 Sierra Charlie, thanks.
Number 3506 Quebec, roger, report left base.
We'll report left base 06 Quebec.
It's a pretty day.
Yeah.
Yesterday was like amazing. It was so smooth too. Like there was no bumps anywhere.
Wow.
But today just looks prettier for some reason.
Portsmouth Tower 06 Quebec, starting our left base.
Number 3506 Quebec, trickles down, runway 34, wind 160 at 5, little and...
What I'll have you do is just fly right up the beach, right over top of it.
Alright.
And wait a few more seconds and just hang a left turn. You liking it?
I love it.
Band traffic is 13 to the southwest, sending up for a right down, runway 21. Smith, Pat 406, pulling short of 4 now.
Pat 406, Portsmouth Tower, hold short, runway 34.
Hold short 34, Pat 406.
I want you to make a right turn. It's like a 150 heading down here.
Okay.
Number 3506 Quebec, turn right, taxiway, Bravo, contact ground off.
Right, Bravo.
See all these like dark lines in the water?
Yeah.
That's all fish.
Seriously?
Yep. So it's all like schools of fish.
Wow.
They're all bunched up together. That's where the whales were yesterday, was right in that line. Super close to the beach.
Yeah, that's crazy close.
And use on runway, use is 21, runway 21 and then in.
Thank you much.
At 406, runway 34, wind, hold short.
Hold short, Pat 406.
Pat 406, sorry about that. Runway 34, wind 160 at 5, clear for takeoff. More right side of runway left.
I can go to the right again, just kind of 180 it back towards the beach.
There's a mower right side of the runway.
Roger, we should be out in the air before that, Pat 406.
It was pretty cool yesterday because you'd see the whale kind of swimming beside all the fish, and then it would suddenly make a sharp turn and go right towards it, and you just see all the fish just like spread out.
Everybody scatter.
and then he'd kind of disappear for a second, and you see all the fish jumping, and then he'd jump up out of the water with his mouth open, splash down. It was pretty cool. We were down at like 500 feet, circling right over top of him.
There's a lot of people out there looking for him or waiting for him.
Yeah.
A lot of boats.
Yeah, they'll probably be back at some point today.
Yeah.
And they're surprisingly hard to find because all you're really going to see at first is going to be the spout when they come up to breathe.
Huh.
And that only lasts for a couple seconds, so if you don't see it, then you're probably going to go right over it.
Yeah, you missed the whole thing.
I can make a left 360.
Pat 406, contact Boston. Departure. The traffic off your left side is entering the VFR pattern.
Roger, keep an eye out for traffic and switching to Boston, Pat 406.
Almost, you're halfway.
Oh yeah, damn it.
Alright, to a right 360.
Bonanza 528 Papa, check those down, runway 34. Wind 140 at 6, clear to land, mower right side of runway, just past Charlie.
Wheels down, clear to land, looking for the moor, Bonanza 528 Papa. Midman traffic, traffic, turning.
Downwind runway 25 from south. Down area traffic, White Walker is across 125 and will be departing area to the southeast along the shoreline, Provincetown.
Good.
And traffic, down traffic, turning final runway.
Now go back to the left. We'll lose a little bit of altitude. Just kind of let the nose fall down a little bit. There you go.
Two to the east, landing runway 21, Kadema.
Bonanza 528 Papa, extend your down 1.5 mile for departure.
Extend downwind, Bonanza 528 Papa. Minuteman traffic, standard traffic shows final 21.
Going left or stay here?
You can stay here.
Tower Kronos 1978, ready to go 34 Bravo.
Kronos 1978, ports the tower, runway, hold short of runway 34.
Only short of 34, Kronos 1978.
Alright, now go do a right 180. So if you look down at the schools of fish, you can actually see them jumping out of the water. All the splashing.
Oh yeah.
Same thing over here behind the boats. You can see them all splashing.
Papa, check those down, runway 34, wind 140 at 7, clear to land, traffic is...
Are those fishing boats or are they just like tour boats?
They're probably, so if it's herring, they're probably trying to catch it because herring is really good lobster bait. And so this is obviously big lobster area. So they're probably trying to catch some of the herring and use it for bait for their lobster traps. Or to sell it to the lobster guys.
Cayman traffic, red Waco, turning left crosswind, runway
Alright, make a right turn, go like a 120 heading. A little past it.
Kronos 1978, contact lost departure.
For departure, Kronos 1978.
So do you know what the rudders do up in the air?
They move you directly side to side, right?
Yep. Yeah, yaws the airplane left and right. The whole idea of the rudders is to keep that ball right there centered.
Gotcha.
Which, if you don't do anything, it stays pretty centered. That's because of the trim that we have on it.
Training wheels.
What's that?
The little training wheels.
Alright, let's go left turn to the north. Sort of like a 180.
Bonanza 528, Papa, turn right, Bravo, contact ground off.
Right at Bravo and then ground Bonanza 528, Papa.
Alright, now I want you to do just like a shallow left 360. Yes, you can go wings level about right here. Fly up here towards Hampton Beach.
Sorry, Jet 570s,
Let's make a slight left turn, go right towards this little peninsula right here. This is Boar's Head.
Close down, runway 34, wind 150 at 6, clear to land.
Jet 570 got 3 down and lock, clear to land, 3 forward.
We'll follow the coastline back up to the northeast, and you'll be able to see all the real big houses in Northampton. And there's one that I look at, like every time I fly over it, I'm just like, why? Like, why is that necessary?
Yeah. Something else with it.
I think you gotta make a shallow right turn, kind of parallel the coast. This is pretty much all Northampton right here, so there's some huge houses scattered around.
Yeah, you can tell. Wow.
The one that I'm talking about is, you'll be able to see it. It's behind the trees right now. But it's just gigantic. Alright, it's going to like a shallow left turn now. So it's, the house I'm talking about is right up here in the trees. It's open on our side to the marsh, just to the left of this little stream that's going up.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh my god.
Go wings level now. That's kind of have you circle over it.
That guy?
That's the one. Place is huge.
Yeah.
Got a tennis court, nice big pool.
Looks like they took a cluster of houses and just crammed them together.
And I just kind of do like a shallow left turn around it. Yeah, that's like 2 or 3 houses put together.
Yeah.
Like that huge thing in the front so you can pull your car under it and not get wet.
Your own little hotel entrance.
Yep. A big pool house on the other side of the pool.
Yeah. Wow.
And then right up here on this bend is a whole bunch of multi-million-dollar houses too.
Yeah, I thought that's the one you were talking about.
No, this one's way bigger.
Yeah.
That's right, this is the biggest one I've seen around here. Gotta wonder just like who lives there, because it's probably like a, you know, $8 million house at least.
Grandfather made some smart decision.
Yeah. Okay, make a right turn. Make like a 90-degree right turn. Head out over the water a little bit. Big tanker ship that's going to be coming into port. That's Isle of Shoals out there.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that.
I've flown out there a couple times. There's not really a whole lot. There's a couple houses. I think there's a hotel. But I see a lot of boats sitting over there during the weekend, so there'll be something going on.
Yeah, privacy if nothing else.
Yep. Definitely private out there. Alright, you can make a 90-degree left turn, kind of go back parallel to the coast.
Is it low tide, or are they always out like that?
What?
The
Islands?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it always looks.
Auburn was still Lewis in traffic. Open track 97055, 10 miles southwest of the airport, and down for runway 22, Auburn Lewis.
Portsmouth information Kilo 1 Natus, altimeter 3020, runway 16 in use, expect visual approach.
This is all Rye right in here. The Rye beaches. And then downtown Portsmouth up here on the river.
Oh yeah.
Portsmouth information Lima current.
Portsmouth traffic. Portsmouth traffic, stationary 13 miles south on a practice localizer, runway 5 approach, Springfield traffic.
How long did it take you to get up here?
A little over an hour.
Yeah.
And chap traffic, moving on 4 mile 45, so down to 22.
It takes me about 40 minutes from where I am in Peabody. Not too bad.
Oh, not bad.
I couldn't imagine it would be like trying to go through the city. It was a little earlier.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I've actually pretty much avoided the city all summer. I used to go all the time, but now it's like I just don't want to sit in traffic. I feel like it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awful.
You work in the city? Is that where you live in there?
I used to. Now I work in Canton.
Oh, okay. A little outside.
Yeah. But I still get traffic.
Yeah, of course. No avoiding it.
Yeah. Living and working in the city was really nice because I could just walk to work
Right.
when it was nice out and it made sense. But
Yeah, then that'd be great. Like I could probably do that if I worked in the city, but I don't. I don't really like driving in the city, so. I'll go to like East Boston, like Somerville, Cambridge, but I hardly ever actually drive into the city. I'll just take the train.
Yeah, makes sense.
Take the subway from Revere and go in.
Yeah.
This is the entrance to the Piscataqua River. Now we're in Maine.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, that's
This is the Navy Yard. Just off the wingtip there.
oh, cool.
This is all Kittery up here, and then York, and Cape Nettic is that big peninsula.
Okay.
Double lighthouse is on the tip of it.
Yeah, my dad lives up in Kennebunkport.
Oh, okay.
Not far.
Nope. Not at all. That's a pretty short flight.
Yeah.
There's an airport up in Biddeford that I go to every once in a while. The practice landings.
Oh, cool.
That's right next to Kennebunkport.
Yeah, the only problem is once you land, you're stuck at the airport.
Right. There's not a whole lot out there.
Yeah. You guys just take the flights out when on like a slow day?
For what?
Just like for fun?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, pretty much this summer we haven't had a slow day. But when we first started and things were pretty slow, we were flying all the time. Going out, ripping around just for something to do.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, exactly. How long have you been flying?
I started about when I was 12, 11, 12.
Wow.
So that's, I think how old I am now. Like 16 years. I'm 28 now, so.
Yeah.
Been flying for more than half my life.
Incredible. Flying longer than most people have been driving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was lucky to kind of get the interest pretty early on. And had parents that were sort of supportive of it. And then I went to college in Florida and did all my training down there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then once I got all my instructor stuff, I went to Pennsylvania. I found a flight school that was pretty much desperate. They paid me enough money for me to want to go there. Pennsylvania, it's not like there's anything to do.
Yeah.
I literally lived with the Amish.
Wow.
So that lasted about 2 years. I got the flight school going, and I was just ready to get out of there. I just didn't like Pennsylvania at all.
Yeah.
Incredibly boring. Took like 40 minutes just to get to a mall.
Yikes.
The entire way you're just driving through horse crap.
You were driving though, you weren't on a carriage, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be driving.
Traffic stock, 35 Hotel.
Surprisingly enough, they get a decent amount of snow, and they don't know how to deal with it. Like it takes like hours for a plow to show up.
Wow.
Whereas like around here, like there's just plows everywhere, and the road is pretty much clear as the snow's coming down.
Yeah, they're ready for it.
Yeah, but there it's like oh, we'll take the night off, we'll just get it all in the morning. It's like the weirdest thing. And it's like they get a lot of snow, so you think they'd be more prepared for it, but
yeah.
Slower way of life.
Yeah, they have nowhere else to be.
Yep. Kind of swing up to the right a little bit, that snubble light right there on the tip. Been getting renovated all summer. One of the most popular lighthouses on the coast.
I don't know that I've ever actually been there.
No?
No.
It's a great little spot to go and like have a picnic on the rocks and stuff.
Huh.
Again, the houses out there are beautiful.
Oh, it's gotta be, yeah. Oh yeah, you can see it getting worked on.
Yep. Yeah, the green scaffolding.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer because it's such like a photogenic lighthouse that so many people show up. Like that parking lot's probably full down there.
Yeah.
You know, and they show up to take pictures of the lighthouse and it's all ugly.
Everybody's on vacation, looking forward
Right.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that travel up here just to see the lighthouses.
Wow. Yeah.
I can kind of keep going around to the left, follow the coastline back south.
Minuteman traffic stock 35 Hotel, turn left base 21 Minuteman.
Wow.
Big houses.
Yeah.
That one's already like all closed up. The windows are shut and everything.
Oh yeah.
Must be nice to have a seasonal house on the water that big.
Yeah. That you're already done with by September.
Yeah. Probably back in Florida or something.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I'd go back to Florida too.
There.
I always loved the winter as a kid because they'd cancel school, but now you're like, once you're an adult and you have to actually deal with it, and you can't just like fall out of work because it's snowing,
Yeah.
then it just sucks.
Oh, it's so awful.
It's not fun anymore. Snowball fights are now like painful because it seems like you're just throwing ice.
Can't really participate because it's little kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice and smooth now that the clouds all disappeared.
Yeah.
This is what it's normally like. Usually really smooth
Gotcha.
and hot.
Yeah, it's toasty.
Yeah. Well, we're basically in a greenhouse.
Yeah.
At least we have the shade. A little bit that we have.
A little bit. How late into the season do you guys fly through?
We fly all year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Our busiest month up until like May was February.
Really?
Yeah. So we stay pretty busy through the winter.
Wow.
The winter's really not that bad of a time to fly. It's cold, especially last year, like with those negative temps, like that was miserable. But the heat is really good in the airplane. You know, the hangar's heated, so the airplanes aren't, don't ever have ice on them or anything.
Huh.
And so we just we pre-flight the airplane inside, we pull it out, jump in, get the heat going, and we go on do our lesson.
Wow.
Even on those like really cold days, I just wore just like jeans, a long sleeve shirt, and just a fleece.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I was comfortable. Yeah.
I guess it's like you're sitting on a heater if there's heat in here.
Yeah, and the heat comes like right up in between your legs down there.
Okay.
So it just gets you right in the right spot and warms you right up.
Huh. Gotta be beautiful too.
It is. Like fresh snow when it's still like sitting in the trees is amazing. It's so pretty. The biggest struggle that we like face through the winter is just the shorter days. Like most people only, really it's only feasible to fly during the day because so much of it is visual. So you can't really do lessons on normal stuff at night. So like 5 o'clock, it's getting dark. That's basically when the day ends, whereas normally through the summer we go until 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Wow.
I'm here till 10 o'clock tonight. I got a night lesson, so.
Yeah, you can't really come up after work if it's getting dark at 5.
Right. Yeah, that's what's kind of unfortunate, and then the weekends just fill up super quick. Like during the summer, I'm able to take half days on the weekends because everyone pretty much is able to fly during the week.
Yeah.
But then once the days shorten up, then I'm working full time on the weekends too, and I just work 7 days a week.
A lot.
Yeah. But it's fun. Like, is this really that hard of work?
Cool job for sure.
I mean, it gets harder. Obviously, like when you learn to land, it's pretty stressful.
Yeah.
But for the most part, pretty relaxing.
I mean, you've got to have nerves of steel.
Yeah, I don't really get nervous about things too much. I've seen most of what could happen, so I kind of know when I need to jump in and take over. But 90% of the time, I'll let the students screw up so that they can learn from it. Unless it's going to damage the airplane or something, I'll just let them go.
Wow.
And they'll see how bad they did. It's usually just takeoff and landing is really the only places I ever have to jump in. Just because we're so low to the ground and it's risky.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll have you do... I'll just the weather real quick. We'll make our way in.
3018. Pressure altitude -137. Expect visual approach runway 16. Departing runway 16. DME out of service. Advise on initial contact you have information Lima. Portsmouth Tower information Lima. 1655 Zulu observation. Wind 190 at 04. Visibility 10. 3000 scattered. Temperature 29er. Dew point 21. Altimeter 3018. Pressure altitude -137.
Alright, go ahead and make a right turn towards the airport. Portsmouth Tower, V271 Victor Alpha, 6.5 to the southeast for inbound Lima, full stop.
RV271 Victor Alpha, Portsmouth Tower, report left midfield downwind, runway 16.
Left midfield down, runway 16, RV1 Victor Alpha. Alright, just kind of shoot towards the, up the river here.
17, traffic 10 miles southwest of the field. Cessna 414 eastbound, 3,600 descending.
We'll be watching.
Climb up to 1,000 for me.
17, contact departure.
Or departure cross 1117, good day.
We'll fly right up the river here and go towards the airport. Got a nice view of downtown Portsmouth. That'll be up off the left here.
Awesome.
Peace Tower, ATR 470, Juliet Fox, about 8 miles to the northwest. Currently headed to Hootie, will be inbound for the visual 16.
November 470, Juliet Fox, Portsmouth Tower, report 3 mile final.
Report for 3 mile final, 470 Juliet Fox.
Portsmouth Tower, Twin Cessna 414, Tango November.
Twin Cessna 414, Tango November, Portsmouth Tower.
We're just east, coming up on the coastline with Lima.
Twin Cessna 414, Tango November, enter right midfield downwind, runway 16.
Right midfield downwind for 16 for Tango November.
Figure starts getting busy as we come in. Been like quiet this whole time.
Environmental 881 Delta Charlie, we're 10 northeast inbound with Lima for full stop.
This is the Navy Yard right here.
881 Delta Charlie, Port Tower, then.
Downtown right there.
1 Delta Charlie, ident.
One Delta Charlie, report left midfield downwind, runway 16.
Left midfield downwind for 16.
RV271 Victor Alpha, number 2, following an AT-43, 4 mile final, full stop, runway 16. You have them in sight?
Oh, looking for him, 1 Victor Alpha.
Wow, is that a pool?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it's like a public pool.
I hope so.
Gotta go right towards the center of the airport now.
Oh, I see it.
Right over downtown.
And Tower 470 Juliet Fox, 3 mile final.
Number 470 Juliet Foxtrot, roger, checkles down, runway 16, wind 240 at 3, clear to land.
Alright, clear to land, runway 16, 470 Juliet Fox.
Number 414 November, verify you're entering right downwind, runway 16.
Right downwind for 16 for Tango November.
RV271 Victor Alpha, you have the traffic following in sight, 2 mile final.
I got that traffic in sight, 1 Victor Alpha.
RV271 Victor Alpha, roger, checkles down, runway 16, wind 240 at 4, clear to land, caution brake turbulence number 2.
Clear to land number 2, runway 16, RV1 Victor Alpha.
November 414, Tango November, number 2, following an RV aircraft, right midfield down, runway 16.
What Tango November searching, no joy.
Right,
He's in the left midfield downwind.
Right turn.
Okay, so he's on the left downwind.
Go parallel to the runway.
Okay, I think I got him all too by the power plant.
November 470 Juliet Foxtrot, turn left, taxiway Bravo, contact ground off.
Alright, turn left, turn out to Bravo, and contact ground 470 Juliet Fox.
Number 414 Tango November, do you have them in sight? The RV approaching left base?
Affirmative.
Roger.
Definitely bumpier over the ground, over the land.
Yeah.
November 881 Delta Charlie, enter right midfield downwind number 2 following a twin Cessna, or correction, left downwind runway 16 following Cessna 414, right midfield
Okay,
downwind
take it here now.
Alright.
881 Delta Charlie, midfield. We'll be looking for the Cessna.
November 4, Tango November, number 2, check bulls down, runway 16, wind 300 at 3, clear to land.
Okay, copy number 2, your check. Clear to land for Tango November.
A little bit of a slip here, let's lose some speed.
November 881 Delta Charlie, the traffic you're following is now approaching right base.
1 Delta Charlie, no joy.
Say the traffic before Tango November.
4 Tango November, check bulls down, runway 16, wind calm, clear to land.
Clear to land, and where's that traffic?
The RV traffic's landing roll.
For Tango November, thanks.
November 881 Delta Charlie, do you have the traffic you're following in sight, right base, runway 16?
Yes, I do. I see him on the right base now.
Roger. RV 271 Victor Alpha, left turn Bravo, ground off.
Left turn Bravo, over the ground, 1 Victor Alpha, yep.
November 881 Delta Charlie, number 2, check bulls down, runway 16, wind 290 at 3, clear to land.
1 Delta Charlie, number 2, cleared to land.
And 1 Delta Charlie, inside of a Gulf Stream, 10 mile final.
We'll see what we can do to help him out.
Thank you.
Fresh air.
7026 on the squawk.
November 0 Juliet Foxtrot, read back correct.
Forces ground RV 271 Victor Alpha, clear of 16 on Bravo, back to November.
RV 271 Victor Alpha, forces ground, taxi to parking via Alpha November.
Taxi parking Alpha November, 1 Victor Alpha. Is that fun?
Yeah. So much fun.
Good airplane.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot more fun than the Cessna.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like Cessnas. I don't really care for 172s. I like 182s, but that's because they're fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just way more comfortable, I think. You just rest your wrist on your lap and, you know, very small fingertip movements fly the airplane.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing.
Felt a little more video game-esque with the joystick.
Yep. Like they're getting to work on that guy.
Yeah. Oh.
He had a real hard landing back in July, and it bent. It actually like cracked the fuselage.
3 mile final.
Wow.
Gulfstream 445, Quebec Sierra, correction, check bulls down, runway 16, wind 230 at 4, clear to land.
All right, clear to land. We don't have the traffic ahead of us inside, Quebec sir.
Like they're going to be doing some repairs to it. I thought they were going to write it off.
Wheels down, 5 Quebec sir.
It was, damage is pretty nasty. Thought they were just going to scrap it, but it looks like they're going to try and repair it.
I mean, that's a lot of work just to get the scaffolding up to work on it.
Right.
It's crazy.
In the past couple weeks, they were working like 24 hours on the landing gear, so there was something wrong with the landing gear too.
Portsmouth ground, like to go to Port City for fuel.
Terminal 881 Delta Charlie, Portsmouth ground, good afternoon. Taxi to parking via Alpha, Apollo or Quebec, your choice.
Okay, Alpha and probably Quebec, so thanks.